You've got a lot that's made you the person that you are. But picking up a camera is something that is intimidating for a lot of people. It's something that doesn't come naturally, but you have always been very positive, very outgoing, very energetic on camera. Is that something that you had to train? Did it come completely naturally to you? What was it about your upbringing that made you that way, if it was something that just happened?
So I was actually very negative and hard on myself in my teen years. I was led to be the joker of the class, okay? Made sit up front in every single class, always messing, always fooling around, getting suspended, getting held back, getting detention. And that led me to believe that I wasn't a serious person. And I was really self-deprecating. And I always was like, oh yeah, I'm going to fail this exam. I'm going to fail this. And I tried to pass it off as funny. And, you know, tried to always really hard on myself and tried to be like, yeah, I'm just that guy. And that actually, like, when I have a son, when I have all my sons, if I have, like, you know, a son or daughter or kids growing up, I'm going to really tell them to not be like that. Because being like that, self-deprecating in school, actually led on to, you know, later into my early 20s, to think that, like, I was undeserving, or think that I wasn't good enough, or think I wasn't a serious person. So it's so interesting how what you tell yourself, even at a really young age, can have such carryover into your adult life. So I was not a positive person. I was very self-deprecating, very hard on myself, and that led me to actually, my default was being negative and kind of expecting the worst. And then I failed, like, all my college exams. I, you know, failed first year twice. I had to repeat the year. I ended up saying, I just cannot do this. And I said I needed a complete mindset switch. And this was about the age of 21. And I started reading books like The Secret. I started watching loads of, like, which is the ultimate basic bitch book. Like, it's like entry level positivity. I started looking at loads of videos on YouTube. This is why I have so much love for YouTube. It changed my life. I've learned more from YouTube than I have from anything. And I just ended up completely switching my default mindset. And I ended up getting rewarded for that immediately. I found when my thoughts just defaulted to optimism, that more opportunities ended up coming my way. And I walked around differently. I carried myself differently. And I realized that I was just speaking to myself wrong for so many years. So it was when I kind of hit rock bottom, and, you know, I say rock bottom, not like, you know, out on the street, but it was when I was really lost in life. I, you know, failed all my exams. I didn't have any job. I got fired from loads of different jobs. I kind of saw nowhere to go. It's when I was like, okay, I need to change my mind. I need to change the way I think. And then I started, you know, again, listening to more stuff and thinking, hey, what am I good at? What am I really passionate about? And that was actually social media, of course, and fitness. You know, and still to this day, I think fitness, your health and your fitness is the most important thing in the world. Be it your mental fitness or your physical fitness. I think it's the most important thing in the world, and I'm just a true believer in that. So it's when I told myself, okay, what do I really like to do? What am I into? And that's when life started to improve dramatically. And that's when I started the YouTube. I started, you know, writing little Facebook posts, and that's when I started getting some real traction in life.
At 21 years old, it's quite mature of you to be able to ask those questions and be able to make the decision to, right, I am going to take one step forwards and make a change, because a lot of people don't have faith that one step forwards can actually have a change once momentum builds, because one step forwards doesn't seem like you've done much, but also 50 steps forward seems so far away that what's the point in really starting? But you coming to that state of mind obviously came from a sort of place of desperation, not being content with your life. But given that that was a key part of you growing up, are there days now where you feel you have to fight against that version of yourself, where you feel like the negative voice, the inner critic is coming out to play? Or do you think you've completely rewired your mindset whereby your default is now positivity?
No, you definitely still have, and not even certain days, like blocks and periods of time. Like, you can have maybe a bad month or a bad season where things are just all hitting you at once. But understanding that life comes and goes in waves helps a lot. And you kind of just got to ride the waves. And if you're feeling these negative emotions, that it's okay, and that you're going to, you know, you might hit your upward spiral again soon. So it doesn't always have to be just perfect. You'll have bad days, you'll have bad weeks, you'll have bad months. But as long as you know that's not forever, it's not a constant thing, then you'll be all right. But no, of course, I have bad weeks, I have bad months, but I try to revert to the optimism as much as possible. Life is more fun that way.